ערב טוב אזרחי ישראל. בשם כולכם אני מבקש תחילה למסור תנחומים מעומק הלב שלי, גם מעומק הלב שלכם, למשפחות היקרות של סמל יוסף יהודה חירק וסמל ראשון דנילו מוקנו, זיכרונם לברכה, שנפלו ברצועת עזה. מלחמת התקומה גובה מאיתנו מחירים כבדים, אבל יש לה תכלית מוצדקת וברורה מאין כמוה. להכריע את החמאס שביצע את זוועות ה7 באוקטובר, להחזיר את כל חטופינו ולוודא שעזה לא תהווה עוד איום על ישראל. היעדים הללו שלובים זה בזה, ואנחנו מחויבים להשיג אותם עד תום. כבר השגנו הרבה מאוד יחד, אבל המלאכה טרם הסתיימה. יש לנו תוכנית מאוד סדורה. התחלנו בעזה, חיסלנו עשרות אלפי מחבלים, חיסלנו את רבי המרצחים, דף, הנייה, יחיא סינואר, וכנראה גם את מוחמד סינואר. השמדנו אין סוף תשתיות טרור. מי שתקף אותנו באכזריות מחרידה כל כך, מבין היום היטב את גודל החורבן שהוא הביא על עצמו. בזכות גבורת לוחמינו ובזכות ההחלטות המושכלות שקיבלנו, החזרנו עד היום 197 חטופים, מתוכם 148 חטופים חיים. 148. נותרו בוודאות עוד 20 חטופים חיים ועד 38 חטופים חללים. אנחנו נשיב
and this way proved itself. There would be an opportunity of temporary ceasefire, and I'd like to reiterate, temporary ceasefire. We're ready for it. After we destroyed the enemy in the south and stood from huge pressure, national one and from home, we withdrew these pressures. We came into Rafah, we came to the Philadelphia axis. We destroyed the Hamas tunnel. Only then we went north. And we did a deeper mission, which was unparalleled. And we eliminated thousands of terrorists from Hezbollah and the senior of Hezbollah. Most of the rockets that they built within years, and therefore eliminated the threat towards our settlements in the north. It's not like it used to be. We're enforcing it very strongly. Our operations in Lebanon brought to the falling of Assad regime in Syria. We brought huge attacks on the Houthis in Yemen. We haven't said the last word. We hurt Iran's abilities and crucial infrastructure. And I'd like to say Iran remained a serious threat to Israel. Of course, according with the US, coordinating with them all the time. And we hope that we can get an agreement which means that Iran will not have nuclear power and uranium. And if it's achieved, we will, of course, congratulate that. But in any case, State of Israel saves the right to defend itself from a regime who wants to eliminate it. We have not yet finished the job with Iran. This operation is destined to do just that, to complete the war. 3 days ago, along with the defense minister, he authorized the next phase of the war. Our forces have brought huge attacks on the enemy. Ask Gerot and Gaza envelope residents. Their houses are shaking, not from Hamas, but because what the IDF is doing. Our forces are catching more and more territories, eliminate and clear out Hamas terrorists. All of the Gaza Strip will be under the security control of Israel in order to allow freedom of movement and for our dear friends continue to support us. We need to prevent humanitarian aid. Friends from the American Senate, dear friends, are telling me, we will give you all our backup. We will send weapons, and in the UN, kill those monsters. But one thing we cannot accept. We cannot accept the humanitarian situation in Gaza. But all of us, Hamas is looting most of the humanitarian aid, and the rest is selling huge profits in order to fund terrorist activity. We are killing the terrorists, and they are recruiting more by the money they get from the humanitarian aid. So in order to eliminate that, we developed along with the US another plan of basic needs that will not reach. First phase, entering basic food to Gaza in order to allow the continuation of the war. Second phase, American companies will hand out food in certain points by the IDF. Third phase, create a sterile zone to which the civilian population will be referred, and then they will get all the humanitarian aid. So when somebody tells us, okay, finish the war already, then I have news for them. I am ready to finish the war. Clear conditions that will secure the security of Israel. All of our hostages home. Hamas is no longer in power. Give up its weapon. Gaza will no longer be a threat with weapons, and we are operating according to Trump's vision, very pure and accurate. Gaza people who would like to go out will be able to do so. Everyone who calls us to end the war, before those targets are achieved, means that if Hamas is still in power, all our achievements and the sacrifice of our hero warriors, if Hamas is recovered, and industry of rockets will be recovered, we will again be within reach of our citizens, and more killings, more killings, and more rapes. I am not willing to accept that, and the citizens, neither are you. I heard the shocking things that Yair Golan said, and like most of you, I've been appalled. While our heroes, our soldiers, risking their lives in defending our country. Yair Golan is accusing them in war crimes, saying that we are killing babies. He said we are killing babies as a hobby. I've heard that only from the worst of anti-Semites. It reminds me of the blood plot from the Middle Ages. Those who have hobbies of killing babies with monstrous tension is Hamas. Our army is doing everything in its power not to kill the babies. There is no more moral army than the Israeli army. There is no limit to him losing his way, jealousy, and pride, making a man to lose his mind. And I tell you why they do that. They do it because for them, everything is political. In order to destroy the Israeli government, they're willing to do everything, telling lies about Israel and the IDF and its soldiers, and they are willing for us to lose the war. So I'm happy that the vast majority of the citizens of Israel reject these things, does not make our spirit weaker in this spirit of our warriors. I'm meeting them on the ground, injured, the soldiers, the bereaved families that I meet. All of them say, Maybe do not stop. Go all the way until complete victory. And this is what I'm telling you, the citizens of Israel tonight. We are here together until the end, until victory. We will together fight, and with the help of God, we will prevail and win. We are seeing another High Court decision regarding the head of Shin Bet. When will the moment arrive that you will say that this is an unlawful decision? We are not complying with the High Court decision. I'd like to read the law referring to the decision to appoint the head of the Shin Bet. He will be appointed by the government according to the Prime Minister's suggestion. The government is allowed to stop the head of the Shin Bet activities. And it's clear and sharp. The High Court sometimes need to comment on the law, interpret it, but everyone acts according to law. Me, you, citizens of Israel, need to abide by the law. Also, the Attorney General. The law is not a privilege, not something you choose to do. The law obliges everyone, and whoever break the law is breaking the law. So to me, I think there's a simple question: whether the High Court and the General Attorney will respect the law. The law is decided when the public is choosing who to elect. And now you need to decide whether to respect the law or not. If the law hurting democracy and the security of Israel and does not allow us to appoint a new head of Shin Bet, After this High Court decision, then afterwards, I get a letter from the Attorney General telling me you cannot appoint the head of Shin Bet because I have a conflict of interest. She does, not me. She has multi conflict of interest. It's like the camel who doesn't see its back. In my trial, it appeared that the witness of the prosecution is very close to the Attorney General, and she didn't bother to update on that. If it was me, it would be another trial. And there's another thing. She's very close. For years, the Attorney General is very close to the head of the Shin Bet. Tomorrow she needs to give an answer about this conflict of interest. And today she's letting me know that I have a conflict of interest. We are at a war, a very difficult war with Hamas. And they, the High Court of Justice, is in a war with the government of Israel, and they are hurting the security of the state by not allowing to appoint a new head of Shin Bet. They make up the rules. More than 70 years, there are no rules about this. Now they are making these rules up. It's all a charade. It's all a charade. And now I'd like to tell you, this is the question that I'd like to answer her with. The government, and I'm heading the government, we will appoint a head of Shin Bet, and we will do it because it's essential to our security. A year and a half ago, you promised complete victory. Is it a failure for you that this victory have not achieved? There were many, many victories. I like to say, I said on the second day, I said, we will change the face of the Middle East, and we did. Talking about what happened in the south, where people are returning to their home, there are no rockets. Look what we achieved in the. We brought Hezbollah on its knees because of our operation. Assad regime fell. We are acting against Iran, change the face of the Middle East. We didn't eliminate the Axis. We'll have a job to do. Why is the war in Gaza taking so long? You know why? Because no other military in the world have met such an urban arena with dozens of terrorists above and below ground, the population who support them. This is a new situation. There's nothing like it, not in Fallujah and nowhere else. And the second thing is this is new. And another thing, international pressure, embargo, it's not something to take for granted. All these things are delaying. We do not like to have we'd like to end the war, but we will do it one phase at a time. And this is a critical phase. Like to finish the three tasks: eliminate Hamas, release of all our hostages, and for Gaza to enter a new path. We'd like to achieve this with minimum of lives lost for our soldiers. I don't like to disclose our plans, but we are determined to destroy Hamas and bring all our hostages back and bring in a new future to Gaza. Otherwise, it will happen over and over again. On behalf of Einav Zangauker, are you aware of Matan's situation, medical state? How can you promise me that he won't be dying in captivity? That he will have the same, he will not have the same fate like 41 hostages who have been killed during the war. I met Einav, I spoke with her. Of course, I know, and I'm surprised because she knows I know about her son's condition. Fake news that I've heard that I refuse to accept reports about the hostages' medical condition. I do not refuse. I get them all the time by the department who are taking care of that. I have a detailed report for each and every hostage, and we are certainly act, and I cannot detail. We are acting not to hurt them and to answer a question many of you are asking. How do we complete destruction of Hamas and bring back the hostages? There are many ways, thoughts. Yeah, I will not detail them. Those efforts are combined. We cannot bring them back without the military pressure and the political pressure, the maneuvers. All of these will allow us to bring them back. The task is important. Yeah. You said in December that we will bring full victory quickly. In February 2024, you said that victory is within reach, very close reach. Other occasions, you said that we are on the verge of great victory. I'd like to ask, till when do you say Gaza 2023? Well, we are on the verge of victory. I have not defined minutes and hours. State with 7 fronts. No other country, not even Britain and the Allies, they didn't have 7 fronts in front of them. We have Iran, and we turned things upside down within a year and a half. Everybody is aware of the fact that Israel is a huge power and strongest in the Middle East. This is a significant change in an historical time. We still have job to do. We have many victories, but we still need to do several things. And we will have the necessary time with a timeline that I'm not ready to disclose for Hamas. People who are doing the reserve, I admire them. I meet their families with their wives, and I see a tremendous thing. I see the spirit of fighting and the sacrifice and the price that they pay. We'd like to help them. So in the government, we decided to get 3.5 billion more shekel. Kindergarten for school, for helping home, goes to a lot of things. Many things I cannot detail, but there's one clause there. You can go on the internet, you give your details, all of the rights that you're entitled to. So when you go on the internet, you discover this, in addition to 16 billion shekels, so 20 billions total for reserve, was never before. They deserve more. We are giving them, and I'd like for them to be able to buy land. So we're giving them land, not in high prices. They are serving us. So that will also be the case. We will do everything for them because they do everything for us. Two of your most close allies are suspected in the Qatar gate, bringing Qatar to your office. Are you not think, do you not think that morally you should have disclosed this, that two of your men are getting paid by Qatar? What are you going to do about it? I did not know, and even today, I don't know everything. They said about me that I got a huge amount from Qatar. I didn't get anything. And to anyone who will say otherwise. Secondly, I attacked Qatar and they attacked me. I'm the only one. People are who dealt with Qatar in debt. They praised Qatar and I attacked them. Not only in the cabinet, I attacked Qatar in the media. In the media. And I told my media, including Jonathan Corey, that they told me to attack Qatar. And I said, yes, we are trying to get the aid and assistance with our hostage. Don't forget, they are hosting the Hamas. They are supporting Hamas. They do. But I attacked them and they attacked me back. I'd like to say this is a lie, fake. Another fake is that I have conflict of interest about forging documents that need to be checked. That turned out to be a lie. And this is a lie too. I heard about what the judge said about Jonathan Orich. I don't see anything unlawful. Why is he under house arrest? There is nothing. There is no danger to the state, to the to the security, no threat to the security of Israel. I like to say it will be, it will turn out to be fake. I don't need to say about something that is not right, but it's true because it doesn't exist. I didn't even get a cent from Qatar. I know one thing. You don't stop with this propaganda. Even if you didn't get money personally, you transferred money to Hamas. So I like to be accurate. The money that was transferred to Hamas, was transferred with the recommendation to the Mossad and the Shin Bet. It was a small percentage of the whole money Hamas got from Iran, from international, from the EU, and other sources. And what was this money used for? For 100,000 groceries, sewage, electricity. The money was for. I'd like to ask another question. Why are you saying that? You are saying that you like to imply that this money went to the 7th of October. This is what you want to say. So I ask you, what were we attacked with on the planes? F-35? What? Tanks? They attacked us with flip-flops, Kalashnikovs, and it cost nothing. How did it happen? Another question. But they built tunnels, yes. With the money, they built tunnels. But no tunnel penetrated the state of Israel, not before and not since the 7th of October. Why? Because I, as a prime minister, insisted on a wall, an underground wall, which blocked the tunnel. So they did not penetrate underground. Only above ground. That cost nothing. So what brought 7th of October was not the Qatari money. This is a huge lie. What brought the 7th of October was a chain of failures that need to be checked. And I insist that it will be checked until the end, and everyone will take responsibility by an objective committee, unbiased. I'd like to ask, how did it happen? How did it happen that no one was near the fence, that there was that it was an order not to be designed next to the fence? How did the Air Force get the instruction to act hours after the operation began? Who told them to do that and not to do that? There was a settlement who did not directly. And you know what happened? They didn't eliminate terrorists because they didn't penetrate that settlement. So the estimation of the failure, I'd like them to check everything. We will check that. Everything will be examined. There is so much fake and spins. Qatar is not a friendly country. It transferred the money. They maintain whatever they maintain. The failure of the 7th of October must be checked. What exactly caused this? Different failures. Qatar, in any case, there's a bill in the Knesset, and I tried to do that. After they finished helping us with the hostages, like to define Qatar as an enemy state. They operate Al Jazeera, and in the US, maybe it's time to say also to our American friends. And the bill will be promoted, but regardless of freeing the hostage, it's not included. The chief of staff, since your last press took responsibility. Only the prime minister stay in his position. Is it not the case that you should you should resign as well and bring back the decision to the public. Yes, I am. And we must. What did you take responsibility for? Let's understand the part for each and every one of you in this horrific disaster. So I will give the answer exactly like everybody else. Every day I'm standing in front of the public, and when the public is pressing disloyalty, it will happen. Do you like to have elections now in the middle of the war? Now? Do you like me to detail to you what we're standing against? Do you like to have a committee to investigate now? All of our commanders with their lawyers. What if the war will not end? Sorry, this is not a one-on-one interview. Channel 12, frightening, bringing panelists, and there's there is one person who's very bitter, used to be prime minister. All those experts, they bring them to the studio and they're talking with themselves. They're not letting anybody else to give answers. You've asked questions and I've answered them. Finance minister saying no humanitarian aid will enter Gaza, but we see that the trucks are going to Gaza. How can we make sure it will not reach Hamas? And will you stop the trucks if it reaches Hamas? I said in the beginning, in the first phase, we will have control over the trucks, 100 trucks, and 10% of them were seized by Hamas. Of course, we will do everything in our power to allow this. Second phase, we'll have points of handing out food, and it's a personal handout to the family, not a truck. The box for a week. And the third phase, we are talking about the sterile zone cleared from Hamas. And then it's a free zone where there's no limitation of giving humanitarian aid because Hamas cannot enter. Very important plan. We are coming to destroy military abilities of Hamas and their ability to rule. And they are able to rule Gaza because they can loot. And once we're leaving that, see, and I estimate that we will see the results. And we already see. Have you seen the videos of Gaza? One of them is saying, Bibi Netanyahu, save us from Hamas. They have demonstrations. And the Gazans are saying, don't enter our home because Israel will operate against our home. Get out of here. It wasn't like that in the beginning of the war, and we see that now. And it's a challenge, but also an opportunity to complete the job. I cannot promise you it will be perfect, but we'll do anything within our power so they will not rule the trucks. Counter humanitarian aid. We are serious crisis against the EU, who are threatening us with sanctions. They are attacking not only the humanitarian situation now, but also the plan that you just mentioned, that it's non-practical. They are calling it the way for disaster. And you say that we will have sanctions against that and we are ready for it, but we want get back to entering the humanitarian aid like the European, even with, we will do whatever it takes to complete the war. The interesting sanctions is elsewhere, the UN Security Council, and we will not allow this. This is what Hamas wants. It wants to end the war, bring about a decision of the UN Security Council, oblige 180 states. And if you try to change it, China will veto it. So we are not getting this condition. We're not accepting it. They don't know what they're talking about. People who say we will finish the war with Hamas conditions, bring back the hostages, and then we will be back. But they've yet. We'll have to clear the whole Gaza Strip, get a decision that will paralyze Israeli economy and its security system. It's madness. So the answer is we will do whatever it takes to complete the war. And regarding the European countries, these are the same countries that said, finish the war. Don't go into Lebanon. Don't go into Rafah. They all said the same. And we did not hear them. And we had sanctions from our biggest ally, the US, and on people. I think it's a horrible thing. And I appreciate that Trump canceled those sanctions against our settlers, saying that Britain, instead of sanctioning Hamas, they are sanctioning us. Those countries are under pressure by the Islamic minority and public opinion, pumping the fake propaganda of Hamas. All those photographs of starvation, 44,000 children are about to die. This is false propaganda. I am not surrender to it. And we will end their decision to give the ultimate reward to recognize the Palestinian state. There was a Palestinian state, Hamastan. There is no bigger prize for terror. And the European countries will not bring us to leave the promising the future of Israel. Settlers of Judah and Samaria are wondering why should they wait for their turn to duplicate the dropping policy that happened in Gaza for years. To not want to diminish the tragedy of the Lages and her family and other terror attacks. We are getting those murders and those defend them, but we're doing another thing. Last year, in the last half a year, we're doing something that was never done before. We're we have entered simultaneously the refugee camp. We crushed them, brought statistical decrease in terror attacks. Of course, this for them it doesn't matter. So first we have the tragedy, but we did something that was not done before, and it brings results. We are not allowing any terrorists. Doesn't matter whether they're in Yemen, Gaza, or Lebanon. As for the Attorney General, it is something that is already interfere with your managing of the war. that our enemies can see as weakness. It hurts democracy. Those people thinking that the biggest danger to democracy is a democracy that the people will decide and choose his representative. Yes, according to the law, it says that. We transferred it. No, the law defines exactly what needs to be done. We respect the law. But during a war, stop the appointment, essential appointments, trying to interfere with appointing the head of Shin Bet. Shall I tell you how bad it is? It is hurting their ability to manage the war. Working of the government during a war, it hurts. It government will appoint a new head of Shin Bet. President of the United States started to negotiate with Iran, Saudi Arabia. You say that to do with the US has failed, and can an agreement with Saudi Arabia still happen, knowing that Saudi Arabia demands the foundation of the Palestinian state? Media is saying there is a rift between Israel and the US and Netanyahu and Trump. I'll want to give you some details about it. A few days ago, 10 days ago, I think, maybe more, I spoke to the president, and he told me, I'd like you to know, Bibi, I have a commitment to you. And 2 days ago, I spoke to the Vice President Vance. I'll translate it for you. He said, it's all a spin. It's not the truth. You know it's not the truth, and I'm telling you, on our side, it's not the truth. Today, the president, the Ambassador Huckabee said, rubbish. They need to listen to what the president is saying to an irrelevant source who doesn't know. But Americans, together, we'd like to make sure that Iran will not get nuclear weapon. We'd like to ensure that Trump plan will be made to change what we had in the Gaza Strip years. I like to say there is no rejection for me that the United States will deepen its connection with the Arab world. I think this can help the expansion of the Abraham. I'm interested in that. And what is the other condition for it? 3 years, 2.5 years, we brought about the Abraham Accord. 3 people knew about it. During this time, underneath it all, other things, I think there is a possibility that it will happen here. And I'll be very happy to. I always wanted to expand the peace. So stop enemies forward. I don't listen to the background noise because I cannot contradict the silly things and the fake news 4 times an hour. My spokesperson worked very hard. It's like a tsunami, fake news. But eventually you I don't know if I told that before, but I'll tell that again. I was in an operation in the army and I had to learn how to dive. I was a commander of a team and they took us to athlete in winter and they taught us how to dive. And I discovered that in a very stormy day, when you go out underneath the water, underwater, you don't feel anything. All of the noise above you. When you dive, you go all the way to your target. And I act and operate with storms in the background. My goal is to have victory, to destroy Hamas, and Gaza won't be a threat to Israel, and to return the hostages, bring about to the destruction of the Axis, who threaten us directly. And maybe with your help, we will achieve that. Thank you very much.